The Fury of Firestorm, number 16, written and art by Dan Jurgens. So, last issue, Captain Atom exploded in order to save Ronnie and Jason as Firestorm, and he's just not coming back. And this issue picks up with Ronnie gaining consciousness at the bottom of a lake, and Jason's like, okay, I'm kind of afraid of drowning. Can we please get out of the lake? And he's like, yeah, sure. Hey, where's Captain Atom? And Jason's like, I literally saw him explode into a bunch of millions of pieces that maybe have gone through time. I don't think he's coming back. I mean, we can go look for him if you want, but I think we might have killed Captain Atom. He's like, no, we didn't kill him. He sacrificed himself. Isn't that what happened? And they're just trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, the Continuum is still keeping an eye on him, and is just like, okay, well, Captain Atom's gone. This guy's still here. What do we do? They look at Dr. Magala. He's still comatose, and it's like, all right, I guess let's send out the robot again, since that's literally all we have to do. Let's just see what happens. At that point, Ronnie and Jason are like, okay, well, I don't see Captain Atom anywhere. The homecoming game is tonight. I got to get back there. Our coach is going to bench me. And so they fly on back, not knowing the robot is on their trail. However, they fly so fast that they get there and the robot wasn't able to track them, but he has a general idea as to where they ended up. So at that point, Ronnie's heading in for the game, and they square the whole thing about, hey, are you still upset I cheated on my paper? And Jason's like, nah, it's whatever. Go win the game. So the robot's flying around over the, football field. Turns out that it is towards the end of the game, the Vikings, which is the Ronnie's team, are down by 5, or maybe it's the Monarchs. I don't know. I literally can't tell. Regardless, the whole thing is that they're just enjoying the game, and then all of a sudden the robot flies over top of the field, and it's not managed to track them down there, but they're like, okay, this thing's going to find us sooner rather than later. We got to figure out what's up. Ronnie focuses on the game. Meanwhile, Jason, he makes his way down to the lighting section of the field. We see that they've made some great plays, and they're doing awesome jobs, and they just need to run one more play to go score a touchdown and win the whole thing. And at that exact moment, Jason, he figures out, okay, I'm going to turn off the lights on the field, and therefore they won't be able to see me and Ronnie transform. And Ronnie makes the catch, touchdown, they win the game. Jason turns off the lights and then runs back out there and says, hey, we got to turn to Firestorm now. Robot's flying overhead. So they turn back into Firestorm, they fly away from the field, and then Ronnie's ready to start fighting it, but Jason's like, hold on. I think we could deal with this a lot faster if you just let it catch us. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, like put up a fake fight, but just let it catch us. And so he does. And the scientists in the Continuum are like, that was even easier than last time. Fantastic. So it flies them back, and Jason's like, okay, here's the thing. When we get there, we know how to take apart this robot now. We can just easily take care of all of them. They're not going to be a threat. So the robot arrives. It starts opening up. Ronnie uses the powers to just immediately disintegrate the robot, and then he blasts the ceiling and says, I've made it so that it'll start to melt slowly. Therefore, this entire base will come apart by tomorrow morning. And then he turns his back to start fighting the rest of the ninja people that were there at 3 issues ago. However, apparently Ronnie did something wrong with the formula, and the ceiling is coming apart very rapidly. It starts disintegrating above them. But he starts just taking apart all the ninja people. Meanwhile, Dr. Magala comes back. He wakes up, and seemingly, I swear to God, he needed a computer to talk before, but now he's just able to talk normally. And it doesn't look like he has crippling, whatever disease anymore, so I don't know. But regardless, he wakes up and he's like, oh my, who's that being with the flaming hair? And it's like, my God, Dr. Magala has forgotten everything over the past few weeks. So Firestorm just starts bringing down the house. He attacks all the people who are attacking him. And then he's about to just leave them all to die down here in this underground bunker. And Jason's like, no, we can't let people die. And he's like, fine, whatever. And so he blasts them all up and gets them out of the building. And he's like, yeah, remember, Firestorm's the one who saved you. So at that point, a short time later, General Eiling shows up. And he's like, hey, did you kill Captain Atom? And he's like, I don't think we did. He's like, darn, would have really been cool of you to do that. Anyway, you are dangerous, and I need to keep an eye on you. Firestorm's like, no, we're not. We didn't want to do any of this. They literally brought it to our doorstep. And he's like, regardless, you're still dangerous to national security. We're going to keep an eye on you. And he's like, all right, screw it, whatever, I'm out. Bye, general guy. And he flies away, and General Allen's not happy with it. But then we see someone else watching on, and they're just describing the whole plot of Firestorm up till now. It's like there used to be a bunch of them, but now there's only one. And they caused all this crazy stuff to happen. Like they defaced Mount Rushmore. And so then another voice is like, what? So you're saying they're a bad guy? And the voice at the front is saying, what I'm saying, Kid Flash, is that we need to find out. It's Red Robin, Kid Flash, and Solstice of the Teen Titans. And they're now on Ronnie Raymond and Jason Rush's tail because why not? So, yeah, I mean, I could not care less about that little cliffhanger bit that genuinely shuts it down a bit for me. But as for the rest of the book, it kind of just felt like the Captain Atom thing is a story that they wanted to tell. They got to that point, they set up all the things they wanted to, and then they're like, oh crap, wait, there is still an entire like science division that would still be after him. We just need to wrap that up in a bow as well. And so they just took a little extra issue to do that, and then also threw in the homecoming game thing because they're like, oh yeah, we also set that up in an earlier plot. It just felt like bad pacing to me, where this thing that honestly, I wouldn't have given a second thought if they had just said like, and then they all disappeared. Instead, they did this whole thing of he gets captured by them again. He goes back. He deals with them all a lot easier than he did last time. And the one guy who would know his identity conveniently just has month-long amnesia. Sure, why not? It's like I gotta give it like a 5.5. And that sounds harsh, but it really is just, I don't feel like this book has an identity right now. This book, I liked the high school stuff, but it is just kind of, now that we're going into the Teen Titans, it's like, okay, are we doing, he's focused more as a teenager? Are we doing this thing with the national security? Like, what are we focusing on here? And it doesn't seem to have a good answer. I hope to be proved wrong, but I don't think I will be.